CASSIUS 2 with the flipper.
2.
There's Pussycat.
Activate.
Which will roll over to get the diamond saw into play immediately. Against the wedge front of CASSIUS, but don't forget the flipper lies within that wedge front. That's the back of the Pussycat cherry picker. CASSIUS won't want to go on the flame pit. Controls, of course, protected by the polycarbonate shell, but could burn out if torched. Great shunting and bashing and barging going on. Pussycat trying to right itself. The Shremek technique brought into Robot Wars, but CASSIUS into the pit backwards.
Cease.
So we'll see. Can they get themselves out, or did it go in sideways? That's the first time we saw the great CO2-powered spike lunging out. Now they went on the drive, misjudged, went into the pit on its side. They won't get out from there. What a shock this is. CASSIUS 2 have gone.
Shock all round. CASSIUS 2, my personal favourite, goes out. The winner is Pussycat.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
This for a place in the series semi-final. I think it would have graced the grand final. I think this is a terrific battle here. The squeezability of RAZER, the blade of Pussycat. RAZER on the attack immediately. What's happened here? RAZER, I think, is stuck on the arena wall. Oh no, not again. This time it's not the arm which caused the problems in the last series. I think there's a problem here with the direction of RAZER. Have a look again. On the attack. Certainly buffeting Pussycat, but then onto the arena wall. You can see the back wheels are still moving. I think they're stuck here in forward drive, and they cannot get off the arena sidewall. Which means they're open for attack from Pussycat. Who's having kittens now? It's not the cat, it's the RAZER boys. And I don't think Ian Lewis can do anything about this at all. Does the back arm look bent as well on RAZER? I don't think the cutting blade of Pussycat, the claws of the cat can do any problem. They've given up here. They know it's all over. Oh, what a shot for the number 3 seeds. This is a major Robot Wars development and a real upset. The number 19 boys, the 19th seeded Pussycat team, expelled from the last series, are heading through here. Look at Shunt coming in. Oh, and part of the wheel bearings, I think they are, or something to do with the wheels, have come out of RAZER. To me, the pit yawns deep. They know it. What a stunner for the RAZER team. Nothing they can do now. They've left the controls and they've left RAZER to the jaws of dead metal and to the despondency, the pit of despair. Dead metal carrying around the carcass of RAZER into the pit. Now, how much is that pussy in the window? Pussycat's value soars. There's Pussycat, now with the team captain Robin Herrick there in the middle. Young David Gribble, the driver, and Thermidor 2. David Harding on the right, Ian Harvey at the controls, Eli Kirkpatrick's 12.
2, 1. Activate.
Tested Thermidor 2 in the kitchen at home. Pussycat, we've seen beat RAZER. Pussycat, though, at the moment, flipped over by Thermidor 2 once and twice. It's not just the claws here, it is that front flipper on Thermidor 2, and look at the damage sustained there for Pussycat, coming down and again just tossed up in the air here like a cat on a hot tin roof. Pussycat comes down. All that business about Newton's law, I thought it was when an apple fell out of a tree. This is Pussycat falling out of the air onto the arena floor. There's the ref bot coming in for a little glance. You may have noticed around the necks of the Pussycat boys pieces of rubber strung. Trophies of war, pieces of RAZER, collected, strung up, put round their necks as a grisly reminder of previous success. But at this moment in time, I'd say Thermidor 2 just about on top against Robin Herrick's team. Is it now time for Pussycat to come back, trying to sever the claws there with that circular blade? And look at the damage here, slicing in to the very head of the lobster. A great gash appears, dented down the spine as well. And a worry for the Thermidor 2 boys. David Harding, an electronic engineer, Ian Harvey, an automatic inserter. Young Eli's at Heartsea School. Come from Norwich. The Pussycat boys from Gloucester, trying to chase them home though. Pussycat again with a circular blade. Outermost. Powered by electronic motors. Ooh, and they came back strongly. This will go to the judges. And I wonder whether the damage sustained by Thermidor 2 at the end will prove too costly.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1.
Watch out for David Gribble, the driver of Pussycat. He's won over 40 trophies for Aikido. He's a mean machine in himself, and Pussycat on the attack. And driving, look at that, very, very simple tactics. Go for the new tyres, shred them, and Dominator 2 would be out. Certainly, Peter Halloway, Chris Hall, and Paul Tolliday, the Dominator 2 team, will be aware of that now. But can they do anything about it? What they can do is drive that bi-wedge in underneath Pussycat. Try and force the cat back onto the arena wall. But Pussycat holding the centre of the arena at the moment, and again trying to get the blade in play. Blade against axe. Variety of weapons throughout this series. Matilda, the sparks fly as the house robot comes in. And Pussycat is in Matilda's lair in the CPZ. Back comes Matilda with the tusks, and Dominator 2 on the attack, and Dominator 2 on top of the moment perhaps, after the bright start by Pussycat. Can David, the student, now get that blade against the tyres? Well, it was a broadside attack. And whatever the shell, plasma nitride coated titanium, rust, doesn't matter. At the moment, it's withstanding any sort of pressure from Pussycat. Again, they try the tyres. It's an awfully tiring semi-final battle so far. And the shell very nearly lifted off Dominator 2. And that was significant, and you can hear the slamming. And that could be the telling assault that earns Pussycat a place in the series final. Can they finish Dominator 2 off? Will we again go to the judges? And suddenly they've sliced in there, look, to the back of Dominator 2's shell. And this has been a wonderful, wonderful series for Dominator 2. But I think it's come to an end right there. Pussycat, they think they've won it. Dominator 2 look pensive. Busy night for the judges. Here's Pussycat, Alan Gribble, there on the right, son David at the controls, Robin Herrick,
2,
team overseer.
1. Activate.
Pussycat immediately on the attack. Look at that blade, or something's come off there, HYPNO-DISC straight away. It's caused damage to HYPNO-DISC straight away. I think it caused damage to one of the wheels. I'm not too sure, let's see if one of those wheels is locked up. Pussycat with their powerful circular blade, the saw blade causing damage to HYPNO-DISC. There it was to the rear wheel arch. And I think one of those wheels is locked up, that's why HYPNO-DISC can't drive. Now if Pussycat can push them into that CPZ, yes, the house robots can take over. They can attack once the machine goes into their corner. The corner patrol zone, and Shunt is causing damage to HYPNO-DISC. Will that aluminium and mild steel shell now withstand damage from the house robots? This is a real shock in the making. I can't quite believe it. No one really gave Pussycat a prayer against HYPNO-DISC, and they are stuck. That wheel is not moving, and look at that. That's damage to the enormously powerful blade of HYPNO-DISC, and it's stopped working. The blade has been immobilized. There is no weaponry. There is little movement for HYPNO-DISC. One wheel on your wagon. Around in ever-decreasing circles, I'm afraid. For HYPNO-DISC, what a surprise this is! Killalot has come in, and Killalot and the house robots have long awaited this moment. There are a few scores to settle for HYPNO-DISC. They've been brilliant competitors, I think, the Rose family. Great sports throughout, but they're out of it! Well, that's a typical sporting gesture from the Rose family. Alan Gribble, Robin Herrick and David Gribble are through! Do not quibble with the Gribbles!
Cease. 3, 2,
like each other, don't forget. Pussycat defeated RAZER to win Heat B of Series 4, and RAZER claimed unfair damage was done. Ian Lewis is very unhappy, but... well, do you see HYPNO-DISC's victims bleating and coming back? You don't! Ian, it's in the nature of Robot Wars. If you're beaten, you're beaten. Take it like a man. He is. Look at this. On the attack on Pussycat, and drawing Pussycat into the air with that great, ramming, crushing beak. And it's plucked the Pussycat away off the arena floor. There's a cat on a hot tin roof, if ever there was one. Dancing away. Has the Pussycat got nearly 8 lives left? Oh, what came off there? There was a splinter of something. Flashed across the arena floor. Let's see if there was any real damage there. This is Pussycat coming back on the attack now with a swinging blade. No, it was just sparks. Just sparks, I think. Nothing damaged at all. But is RAZER mobile? Yes, it is. The wheels are spinning anyway. But certainly Pussycat is on the attack. There goes the crushing beak down, levered at the other end. But RAZER here is going nowhere. And Pussycat, which did beat the RAZER in Series 4, went on to the grand final, was defeated by Chaos 2 there. In the main Robot War, Series 4 is on top here again. And I wonder if the RAZER boys will take defeat. Because I think it is going to be a defeat for Ian with a smile. And what is important is that he is smiling. Pussycat presses the pit release tyre button. An innovation for extreme. Which means, of course, it's very little left for RAZER. Pussycat came in with a real old fronted assault on the side, and they're causing damage like they caused damage last time. A gentleman's agreement in the pits? I don't think so. They did this last time around, so RAZER went for the grudge match. What's going to happen next time? A re-grudge grudge? Well, RAZER's being counted out by the red bot, and it's ended just like it ended before, with Pussycat the winners, and RAZER grumbling and stumbling, and out! They won't like it. They're going to have to accept it. Pussycat is the better robot of the two when they come head-to-head. There's the shunt, there's the pit. It wasn't a close shave, was it? Let's be honest, for the RAZER. Was it all hype? Are there smiles? Yes, there are. Good to see. Over things. Sort it out.
3, 2, 1.
Pussycat from the right-hand side. Stinger. Spinning as we know they will do. With Kevin Scott and Carl Skinner and Tim Mann at the controls. And Pussycat's gone over and the blade impaled on the arena floor. That is the strength and power of the blade. And did you see the slice out of the arena? Coming back on the attack. For me, Pussycat has to be among the top 2 or 3 robots in the world right now, not just the UK. Chasing Stinger down onto the sidewall. Stinger spinning crazily once again. And oh, is it too crazy? I think I saw some padding out of the tyre. Let's have a look to see if there's padding coming out of the tyre, because if there is. It means the actual remote control aerial, which is in there, is now suspect and maybe damaged. Are they out of control? We'll wait and see. Or is it just good but superficial damage caused by the Pussycat blade? Well, that's a controlled attack by Stinger, so I think you've got your answer. Down comes the bludgeoning device, the mace, the spike, call it what you will, of the Stinger team. Kevin Scott at the controls. Pussycat wheels away to come in with another attack. He said, well, David Gribble said he was going to rip out that control link, remember? Earlier in the programme. He hasn't lived up to that boast so far. That's just very good driving again, though, by Pussycat. Into reverse, turning, coming back. Little body feint dummy. Drawing Stinger on now. But drawn on to the pincers of dead metal very nearly. And Stinger is really coming back into this with a couple of bashes with the bludgeoning device. Again, closing down the angle. Pussycat turning to come back on the attack once again. Trying to get at that rear axle of Stinger. Stinger dodges. Down comes the bludgeon. This is a very, very good battle. You can see the damage there onto one of the tyres of Stinger. Do you see it? As it goes away to live, to fight another day together. Mutual respect perhaps in the arena there, eyeing each other up. In comes Stinger. Not a good attack. Went wayward to one side. Again, Pussycat dodging. Very good driving by young David Gribble to dodge the mace. This is too close for me to call, I think. Something's come out there in the tyre, bit of padding. In comes Pussycat. I might have done just enough if it goes to the judges. Still time though for Stinger to come back with a couple of mighty swings of that mace. Pussycat frontal attack this time. The cat's claws rip into Stinger. The cat dodges nimbly to one side. Puts the brakes on, almost like a handbrake turn there. Oh, it goes to the judges. That was a mighty battle, wasn't it? They truly are all stars.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Great history of Robot Wars, near success for Pussycat, twice a grand finalist, Panic Attack champions of Series 2. And doing the legwork early on through the flames, you can see a Panic Attack strong thrust at Pussycat, but Pussycat turning away and Panic Attack in the CPZ and at the mercy there of Sergeant Bash. Well, that is very surprising that Kim Davis left himself open for a Sergeant Bash attack in the CPZ. They need to get away, but Shunt is hemming them in. That's what the House Robots can do. If you get into a CPZ, the corner patrol zone, the House Robots can attack you. He comes away, Panic Attack, with the side skirts in this series. You see the black and white striped side skirts to prevent others getting in underneath. And Pussycat's turn now to get on top in this battle, I would have thought. There, using the circular blade to attack the front forks of Panic Attack. Panic Attack will try and wedge those forks in underneath that high ground clearance, 10 centimetres ground clearance of Pussycat. 14 miles an hour, the cat can speed away far quicker than Panic Attack. Veered up on one of those wheels. The wheels are exposed, but Panic Attack doesn't have a shredder, doesn't have a blade, and also has those side skirts now buckled. For me, this is Pussycat's fight so far, and Panic Attack has a lot of work to do. Pussycat may look out of control. It's not on, ripping one of the skirts away. Almost an indecent attack on the side of Panic Attack from Pussycat. And at the moment, the Moggy has it. And its claws look sharper and more venomous than Panic Attack's weaponry. But the clock will tick down to a judge's decision, and they'll have to use their far superior minds to mine to make a decision.
Cease.
Style, control, damage and aggression. That's what they'll have to judge Kim Davis and the Gribble boys on. Mr. Psycho with the claw and the hammer.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Pussycat, Pussycat, where have you been? I've been to Robot Wars to see a lean, mean fighting machine called DANTOMKIA. I don't want to see it again at close quarters. Will that be the message from this All-Stars final? You'd have to go with DANTOMKIA on previous form, and DANTOMKIA pushing Pussycat towards the arena sidewalls, and that's where it's so dangerous if you're a robot with a high ground clearance, and Pussycat's ground clearance is 10 centimetres. That is high, that is vulnerable, and DANTOMKIA doing exactly what we thought he would do here. Can they get them over and out of the arena sidewall? No, and Pussycat is away. DANTOMKIA, don't forget, though, will have limited usage for that weaponry. High-powered CO2. But the weaponry power cannot last forever. What's happened here with DANTOMKIA? What has happened with DANTOMKIA? This whole All-Stars final has turned. They were on top, they were pressurising Pussycat, and to use a very high-tech term, they conked out. And Pussycat has DANTOMKIA not on the ropes, but on the very side of the pit of doom and gloom. And Pussycat here is about to win the All-Stars Championship unless DANTOMKIA can reignite the fickle flame of fortune Robot War styling. Pussycat being pursued by CASSIUS Chrome and by Mr. Psycho. They remember the earlier mayhem. CASSIUS Chrome has Pussycat in his venomous jab. Pussycat away, trying to dodge the hammer blow of Mr. Psycho. And while all this is going on, DANTOMKIA is a beaten machine, and this is a stunner. DANTOMKIA counted out Pussycat, the All-Star champion. How unlikely was that in the opening moments of this All-Star final? This is a major surprise. Ooh! Ooh, says Michael Lambert. He felt that from up in the control pod. And Stuart Barnwell trying to dodge Pussycat. Oh! Mr. Psycho and Cassius Chrome bashing into each other. Did you see the glare afterwards? Mr. Psycho gave Cassius Chrome, and Mr. Psycho now is just about to trundle into and over anything. DANTOMKIA, I'd go down that pit if I was you. Cassius Chrome is out of it. Pussycat is out of it, having won a course, and they jump for joy into the pit and safe. And a round of applause from the DANTOMKIA sporting side. Pussycat taking some late welly, but they're the winners of the All-Star Championship.
What a final. Pussycat couldn't let it lie, but no matter, they are the All-Star champions.